The vote just passed. What's next?
Well, what's next is we're going to have a little celebration, and then we expect the Senate to do their work. But I think that a prolonged period of 3+% GDP growth is right on the horizon. I mean, this is going to be a huge shot in the arm for the economy. We're going to bring jobs back home. We're going to bring capital back home. Tax cuts for corporations, tax cuts for pass-throughs, individuals, tax relief for all. I just think this is a very significant moment in the history of our country, and obviously the most important thing that we can do in this Congress. And if I could, I would have voted 3 or 4 times. They limit me to once, but it was the most enthusiastic vote that I cast.
But on the issue of the individual mandate, now you have people like centrist Republican Senator Susan Collins who are a bit uneasy about this. It's lumping health care reform with the tax reform package. Is that problematic? Is that going to derail chances of getting this done?
Well, I hope not, and I don't believe so. And even if you do believe in Obamacare, and I assure you that not a whole lot of folks in the 5th District of Texas who do, but why should it be mandatory? Most Texans and most Americans believe that you shouldn't be forced to buy something that you don't want or you cannot afford. And in this particular case, it opens up avenues for even greater tax relief and even more pro-growth tax reform. So I hope the Senate moves on it. Frankly, I'd like to see the House move on it as well. So I think it's an important part of tax relief. I'd like to see it in the final package.
Senator Ron Johnson, Republican from Wisconsin, a state President Trump won, says he has concerns about the pass-through rate. Is this something that could be problematic as this gets to reconciliation?
Well, I think very highly of Senator Johnson, but at the moment I don't quite know where his head is at, and I'm fear that maybe he is seeing a few trees and not seeing the greater pro-growth forest. I mean, all of us can find something about this that we don't like, but in the aggregate, again, this is the most pro-growth tax reform we have seen since the Reagan era, and so it's one more reason that what he ought to do is make sure the Senate gets rid of the individual mandate, and Obamacare we can even do more with respect to the pass-throughs for the subchapter S's and the LLCs and all the other pass-throughs.